I've been doing this almost 16 years now. I have never seen an RV that big before. So, skipping all the normal introductions, this is a massive RV and it's going to take a long time to get through this thing right here. So let's get into it. What are we looking at here? Well, you've heard of fifth wheels and you've heard of destination travel trailers. The thing is, a travel trailer, even a destination trailer, has a maximum square footage limit. Basically, they can only go up to 399 square feet. Fifth wheels, however, do not have that restriction. So they mashed the two together, and what they came up with here is something that they could finally build the big floor plan they always wanted to, and it is 530 square foot, and that is before you include the loft above the living room. So you could argue that it's even bigger than that. What we're essentially looking at is something that, yeah, you theoretically could tow it and enjoy some of the nicer towing of a fifth wheel, because destination travel trailers, they tow like spit, basically, guys. This is something that if you had a big, heavy truck, you could actually tow around, but I think you're mostly going to leave it somewhere. And it is maybe one of the most definitive examples of a true home away from home. We have a max width wide body. You've got that very traditional destination front end, but right when you walk in the door, it's just like, welcome home. You walk right in, a very kitchen situation, very social. The living room is one of the coziest, most welcoming things I've ever seen. Even includes the coffee table. Like, what manufacturer does that? That's a crazy, weird thing that they're doing right here. But what's awesome about this is it could totally be just a couples rig. It could work for couples where maybe one of you snores and has sleep apnea. It could work for a situation where maybe sometimes you have a couple grandkids, maybe not because the loft is there. It could just be storage. It's crazy. It has washer dryer standard in the big bathroom. It has an extra half bath for the mega upper deck on this thing, so you don't got to go up and down stairs all night. It is wild. Now, when you create new solutions, you also sometimes come up with new problems. And as I always do, I'm going to try to dial myself back, show you the good, the bad, the ugly, with everything in between. And if you appreciate the fair approach, getting you a look at all the new stuff here, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think about this. All right, so I have a lot of RV to cover and not a lot of time to do it. I stayed way late after hours here to do this. What nobody told me is that the fellow that manages this facility is required to stay here until everybody leaves. He has an engagement this evening with his wife and needs to leave in 33 minutes from now. And he said, it's not that I'm not a nice person, it's just that she's cuter and she yells louder than I do. So I need to get cooking. Now, one of the things is they made this thing like with a flat interior roof line, like with a linear interior roof. It does have water runoff. You'll see that when we get outside. But it created opportunities for these like giant, almost, you know, sidewall skylight style windows. You can always block the sun out of those things. The things that you see on a Heritage Glen fifth wheel are still here. This is a member of the Heritage Glen family, but it feels like such a different animal because it's such a different animal, you know? But where it's not solid surface counter, it's an all real, like, wood counter, and I'll get you some close-ups on that. I'm actually basically in the forward upper deck right now. This RV has a rear Nerf battle loft, but the thing is, it doesn't feel like an open loft. The way it's designed and treated, it still feels enclosed. Like, I still feel like there's privacy up there. It's very, very cool. Now, this is a gigantic, big campsite view coming off that sucker right there. But look at this. You cross this line, and even though it is kind of open air, tell me this feels like an RV right now. This feels nothing to me like an RV right now. This is not what RVs feel like. This is a totally crazy different thing. Now, currently, they're planning on including the coffee table with it. They're flirting with the idea, though, would you rather have a coffee table like that or one of those floating storage ottomans where the top like mechanically telescopes up to act like a little bit of a desk function? Which one would you prefer? I'm also personally very curious about something. Currently, the whole sofa has storage under it. It doesn't fold open into a hide-a-bed. It doesn't have any sort of theater kick-out recliner sections. And I'm really curious, do you think that's the right way to go or not? And again, there's no wrong answers to this. I'm just very, very curious as to what you're going to do or what you're going to say. Now, if I get over here, like this is the TV's point of view. If you look over this direction, again, the window coverage and the views off this thing are redonkulous. Like if you've got a semi-seasonal like lakeside or something like that, this could be absolutely fantastic. Now they stuck to their guns of including floor flush carpetless slides. Like you kind of forget that's a slide out over there. It is a little bit wild. Now for that slide to close, that sofa actually rotates around and kind of goes face to face with that section right there. And it's interesting, every little space, they thought of something. It could have just been a sofa at the back of the camper and that's it, but they saw an open pocket. They said we should put a shelf back there so that people got a spot to set drinks. They saw a little spot back here kind of under the staircase, and they said, you know what, that could be a little spot for a lamp stand or something. And you've also got your JBL subwoofer back there because this thing has a pretty decent sound system. But look at the entertainment on this thing. This is, that's a 65-inch smart TV. I don't know that I've ever seen an RV with a better entertainment center setup than that. It's not pie high to the sky. It's not a neck wrecker. We got the Tootsie Toasted fireplace. That's just freaking phenomenal right there. I really, really like that. Now we're gonna see if I can do this without falling down the stairs and killing myself. It has like almost a spiral staircase to heaven because it's a very space effective design to get you up to this loft space right here. I'm gonna grab a hold of that sucker so I don't fall down. And when we come up here, it is kind of cool, kind of fun. I have these mattresses stacked up. I forgot to move those back. You'll actually see in some bonus footage in just a second here what I did there. Actually, as long as I'm just standing here staring at this, here's what it kind of looks like when a big, dumb, clumsy nerd gets up there and does some size demo tests with the shoes off the furniture. I will tell you, the roof trusses, they're there. I found them. I flat cracked my head on that sucker, and I thought about peeling that footage out, but I thought, you know what? It actually, I think, shows people, yeah, there's not exactly room to fully just sit up here if you want to. So, hey, I do my own stunts, guys. I do it for you. I put my body on the line for you. Not intentionally, but I did, okay? So whatever. The totes over there, that's really acting like dresser storage. I'm hoping they add some kind of like hanging bar storage in that, because if we open that up, you can see how it is just kind of generic storage. It's just an open space with no shelves. I hope they do. Well, what would you like them to do? Let's ask that question. What would you like them to do with that space? And as long as I'm standing here, I'm going to slow rotate you in real time so that if you're going down the stairs, you're probably going to grab that right there and you're just going to weave your way down this thing. And actually, it feels a little bit more stable underfoot than I expected. But we're under a loft, so how much room is there really above my head? Well, turns out, plenty. There is plenty of room above my head. This has got to be like 6'8" or something like that. Like I'm 6'1" flat foot, plus I'm wearing some pretty thick-soled shoes right now. I kind of expected this to be Scrooge McDuckin country, but no, it's pretty wide open and spacious over here. And then it just gets even bigger. Now, when we get over here into the kitchen, there's a couple things that are slightly different from the common Heritage Glen and Hemisphere kind of models. First of all, I noticed that they went with floor ducted heating on this, which normally they really don't do. I'm actually a little kind of surprised to see that. And very similar to like one of the, like a 44 view destination trailer. It's a Dineland, you know, it's a dining island wombo combo here, or it's just a ridiculous amount of countertop prep space. So you have a spot to sit down and eat, or you can use it for any other purpose. I could actually see somebody putting like a dog bed under that thing or something like that. I don't know. I could see an RV like this having different people executing wildly different ideas and concepts as to how they're going to use it. I don't even know where to go from here. The oven is a little bit of a different departure than you typically find. You can also see those black outlets stick out like a sore thumb, which I'm not mad about because it means that it's very easy to point out. What do you think about this two-tone kitchen concept? I'm a very traditional boy, and I'm also not a Martha Stewart HGTV decorator, so I'm not good with questions like that. But I don't know. What's your take on the two-tone kind of color concept? And while you're leaving me a note on that, I'm going to open up all this kitchen storage and give you a little bit of a look around. It's really it's effective space, but it's like all kind of packed into one spot. But I also don't know what else you would need for it. Like, there's a spot for a wastebasket. There's that awesome slide open hardwood pantry. The cabinetry in this is pocket screwed. It's not stapled. You've got enough, I think, drawer space. You got a cool little coffee bar. You got some appliance space. I think it does everything it needs to do, but the RV's so big, I don't think it's a small kitchen. I think it's a giant RV. I wasn't rehearsing that. It just kind of came out of my head, but that makes sense to me. It's not a small kitchen. It's a giant RV. So the kitchen feels small, even though it isn't at all, kind of thing. By the way, you do have dimmer lighting for a lot of your ceiling cavities as well. The bathroom in this is wild. I was not expecting what we encounter here in this bathroom. So, why does that say dirty? I feel like it's like I guess it's only one R, so it's not like it's a Christina Aguilera song. By the way, because we have a loft above us, the RV does have a vent exhaust fan. It's a truck camper style, comes out the sidewall. So you don't have to worry about like accidentally fumigating yourself or anything like that. It's actually a side mount max air vent fan. Working our way down here, the what is that called? Vessel style sink? I don't know. What's your opinion there? There's good counter space on both sides of it. And then when we get down here, we see what looks like 3 giant drawers. Well, let me get that open for you, give you a little bit better look at it. The top one's like a double, sponge drawer. You could keep some toothbrushes or something in there. The bottom ones, though, those are just gigantic drawers. I almost feel like it could have been 4 drawers instead of 2 big ones. That's just my 2 cents. This is such a ridiculous amount of toilet space, though. Like, let me get up here a little bit closer. Take a look at the total toilet space that you have going on with this thing. I couldn't zoom the camera out far enough. I'm not used to that in an RV bathroom. Like, it's huge. Now, you've got like a luxury fifth wheel style shower with the fold down waterproof seat in there. It's a one-piece molded fiberglass shower enclosure. Remember I showed you how much headroom there was under the loft in the living room? Well, when I jump over here into the shower, it's the exact same thing over here. It's like 6'8". So there's awesome headroom above my head in here. I feel, though, because it doesn't have a skylight, I think like we need some kind of 12-volt electric lighting of like waterproof variety around the shower, because it does feel a little dark in there. And in case you're curious, the bathroom is centrally air ducted. They do pump heat or air down in here. Well, there's also a heat duct, but that's not where it comes from. I like this kind of towel bar here, but I have to say, it feels like the bar that hangs down is partially there in case you're encountering a power pooper situation. You got to hold on for dear life or something. Now, this is improved. This is actually Proto 2. I saw prototype number 1. This used to be cabinet doors, and they swung open and they hit the toilet. So instead, they made that cabinet slide open so that it was easier. I did not expect that to be quite so loud. My apologies. But they make it easier to get at storage. Perfect for like toilet paper and extra towels. But look at this. Washer dryer, factory standard. So it's not something that you have to like option in. That's just part of it. And if you need a spot to maybe fold a couple of your little delicates or something like that, you have a nice little place to do it there. But then we find ourselves, we find myself tripping over a chair. We find ourselves with a little spirally staircase up here. Here's an interesting thing, though. You might notice you actually step down when you get up into the front bedroom. That's because they wanted the bedroom to be as tall as possible. But the loft area that we're in currently exists above the washer dryer and the outside dual mini fridges that we'll get to see in a few minutes here. So they had to actually build this layer up, Buttercup, and make it a little bit taller. Now, this is probably going to be a backup kind of sleeper zone. I actually fully suspect most people would probably use this mostly for cargo. I could see it being, I don't know, some kind of kitty cat corner, something like that. Not a ton of storage here, but again, I think that this is kind of just sort of an overflow transition space. I do like the fact that they give us a privacy curtain right there, though. Now, as we move into the bedroom, take a look at the left side of the screen, and you'll see my height as I step down from the upper middle deck into the lower upper frontal deck. And somehow that ridiculous statement I just made actually makes sense. Now, because again, they did not have square footage restrictions, they could put a big deep bed slide on this, give you plenty of room in here. We're looking at a king bed. I think you might be able to get a queen, but again, everything on this is kind of brand new and not exactly fully documented yet. So I'll be kind of curious to see what they end up offering there. I have a question for you, though. We are going to open all of the storage up here in the bedroom in just a minute, and I feel personally like the bedroom storage is perhaps a little bit lacking. Now, it's because, unlike a lot of bed slide fifth wheels, they don't have a full front wall closet. Like a destination trailer, they gave it all of that window coverage over there, which is cool. The problem is, it means that you lose your like hanging space. Now, we've got a couple dresser drawers. They got like a little mini pseudo desk station there. There's really good power outlet coverage on both sides of that countertop, by the way. And again, any countertops you're looking at, they're either solid surface or they're real wood. That surprised me. I expected thermofoil or something, but no, they went wood, baby. Kind of surprising. The bedroom TV, basically almost everything we're looking at today is standard. I think the solar package that's on this is one of the only options. So kind of cracking that open and giving you a look around the storage. You've got two modest hanging closet spaces in here. Is that enough? Or would you be willing to sacrifice the front windows to gain a full front closet? Or should they split the difference and give you two windows on the side and one big closet in the middle? Or what should they do? I have no idea if they're even open to suggestion on anything like that, but I'm personally really curious. I feel like this is an RV made for somebody to spend a long time in. And I feel like if you're going to do that, you need more storage than what this is currently offering. Our upper deck height here in the bedroom, by the way, and there's a half bath we haven't even seen yet. This is it's like 6'9.5". It's almost 7 foot tall up here. It's plenty. It is plenty, I think. Now, not everybody wants to go upstairs, downstairs, over the river, and through the woods to grandmother's house to get to the toilet from the bed at night, thankfully. They built this half bath on here, so you don't have to. It's tight. So it's probably something you're mostly only using when you absolutely need to. Like you could see that my arm was kind of banging into that over there. Although, if you get stuck in here, you can always open the window and yell for help, I suppose. Up top, that is a like a Maxxair style fan. It's not the large vent fan, but it actually has a roof cover built right onto it. And there's no way for me to do this. I try to stay out of camera for some reason. I don't like how I look. I'm not pretty. But let me lean back over the toilet here. This is the kind of stuff I have to do to get you the video shots, by the way. Like, I'm like ducked under cabinetry and stuff all the time. Actually, that's very true right now even. Just to kind of give you a look at it. But hey, hi, this is me. The little shelves on the side, you're going to have to make sure you take everything down for transit. You do have, small little sink right here. In terms of the storage that exists in this bathroom, again, I'm shoved into this corner, but take a look at the left side of the screen. I got you a little bit better look at the space right there. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate road mode like I normally would. The actual sofa that's going to go into this RV isn't here. yet. This is kind of a test prototype placeholder, and it's all one fixed piece. And it was put in here and like locked into place after the RV got set up for this display that I'm in today. You may have noticed some other RVs in the background. So I can't close the slides without smashing that. That's not the sofa that's going to come with the RV. Basically, this section over here that sticks out will actually rotate and kissy face. I'm in reverse weather guy view. That section right there, and then the slides will close. Obviously, you want to get the table out of the way as well. I'm not exactly sure where everything goes because I can't demo it for you. So my apologies. Normally, that's the kind of thing I would do. What I would say is if you need extra details like that, if there's something I can't answer in the comment section, that's why we have people at our stores every day. My goal here is to try to give you the general idea of, is this maybe the right one for you? If you need those extra hard details, like what's the height, what's the measurement or something like that, our local folks are always happy to get that. And if we don't have one in stock, they can always call the rep and get that info for you. So it's one of the very few times I'm not able to demonstrate road mode. I can't help but feel like I failed you, you know? Now, when we take another look at the weights and measures, Sir Mix-a-Lot would be proud because this thing is long and strong and down to get the camping on. But it's a chunk. 530 square foot of fifth wheel. It's maybe the largest fifth wheel I think I've ever seen. You forget that it's a fifth wheel, really, in a way. But as a result, if you are planning to tow it yourself, you're probably going to want to be in dually country, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is, an RV like this is the kind of rig I think someone's going to get there and leave there and not worry about setting up or moving it, rather. And that kind of opens an interesting opportunity for maybe you don't have a tow vehicle. Maybe you don't need one. Maybe we can just hire out a delivery service to take care of all of that for you. So there's a interesting little thought. Your bedroom slide, you may have noticed, was a Schwintek slide. Over here past the screen door insert for the patio door that somebody apparently took out, you can see how that like kitchen slide over there, that is rack and pinion. Now we've got an on-demand water heater over here, and apologies for opening this door right in your face. I just didn't really have a better opportunity. This is just a dedicated hookup and dump station. Like all of your gate pole valves and everything is enclosed. I really like how they have that kind of like rubberized diamond plate around. There's not like exposed wood stuff that if exposed to water could become a problem. As we back up here, one of the things that is kind of cool is this is all like a powder coated, I think aluminum actually, where it's just extra like, what do I want to say? Lashing points to kind of keep everything held together. Now you might notice how it was dribbling on us from the air conditioners. Let's talk about that. Triple AC standard on this big wide body beauty right here. And look at the roof. You see how it's like somebody has their hat slanted off to the side. It's a very similar roof structure. If you've seen my videos on either like the Ibex or the No Boundaries Suite series, it's an asymmetrical roof. It's actually taller on the side that we're looking at and shorter on the other side. So condensation from the air conditioners always dribbles off. And they made sure the tallest point on the roof was 13 feet 5 inches so that you're clear for generic overpasses. Interestingly, it's not even the air conditioner that's the tallest point. It's literally that fatter part of the roof structure right there. Now you're also seeing slide awnings. Those are standard as well. They wanted to make sure that basically this thing was just ready to go and equipped probably the way most people would want it. Now, the cool decorative patio deck is not included, but it's really a testament to how they expect this to be used, because where I'm from, in my area of the Midwest, there's tons of parks and lots of seasonal camping, and a lot of people use RVs this way. So I fully expect people to put some kind of awning, or not awning, deck space on this. Now, the deck is kind of hiding the axles. This is a triple axle system. It's going to have a pretty conventional leaf spring suspension, and that is probably going to be a little bit of a point of contention for a couple folks. But the thing is, this is an RV that's probably going to get there and just get parked. So I don't know that they need a super duper awesome suspension package. They are also going to standardize the double mini fridge outdoors. Now, we are still in the prototypey phase, so it does bump into that. The next one they pump out is going to have a bigger baggage door here to make accessing that easier. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have this in my notes yet, I think this is actually like a left-right dual output single point speaker, which all of that sounds wrong, but there's JBL has a new RV speaker system that looks an awful lot like that. I think that's what that is. That actually does have left and right output elements built into it. It just comes out of one speaker location. And I love how it's not mounted up super high on the RV. By the way, below those double fridges, you do have a gas grill quick connect. The underbelly's enclosed and heated. All the stuff you basically expect on a Heritage, Glen, or Hemisphere fifth wheel, it's all there, like tank heater stuff, for instance. But this is different. Because you have the docking center blocking off the opportunity for a full pass-through, they made the storage come to you on this 800-pound rated, basically like diesel pusher tray. Now, looking down in here, a couple other things. You might notice how this already has the charge controller on it. By default, this isn't going to have any kind of solar on it. However, you can, just like a normal Heritage Glen or Heritage Glen fifth wheel, you can option a basic 200-watt solar package. The thing is, I don't know that it needs it, because I think this is the kind of RV that most people would just get to a place and park. But am I wrong about that? Is this the kind of rig that you could see somebody outfitting with crazy mega solar and going nuts up on that roof line, which unfortunately I can't get you up to look at right now. But, oh, hold on. I'm gonna cheat. Don't tell OSHA. If anyone asks, I'm hooked up to that cable up there, and I do have fall protection. Anyway, so take a look at this. These are triple low-profile air conditioners. Now, they're mounted a little bit off to the side, but again, think about where your condensation is going to run off to. And as you can see, I'm going to zoom you in kind of super, well, maybe slowly here, whatever the camera provides. You do have the optional solar package on this one, but I don't expect solar to be a big demand thing on these. Again, though, am I wrong on that? Am I crazy? Okay, sound off time. I've obviously talked a lot, as I tend to do. Is this genius or is this insanity? Like, I don't even know at this point, because it's so different and foreign. Like, this has never existed before. They created something out of the ether that never existed before. Very curious to know what you think. Or are there some other floor plan concepts they should consider on something like this? I'm really interested. Now, I'll leave you a link in the video description. If we have these in stock, we'll have them on our website with pricing. If not, we will certainly be able to get you quotes on something. At the time this video comes out, these things definitely have not started shipping. So when the video first launches, we may not have pricing on our website. That will resolve over time. You can always contact our team. I'm not in sales myself. I don't have pricing files, but we have folks for that. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about this. It's exciting. It's crazy, but like new kind of scares me sometimes, but it also kind of excites me sometimes. You know, it's a funny little weird mixture of feelings that I'm feeling right here. So let me know. And until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.